I wasn't like up doing cocaine every night. I wish I would have been.
When I called Alice and Jenny a real actor for the
I
first
didn't mean you weren't real actors. Bring me a snack.
I said oat milk.
Get his away. I'm really enjoying your velvet shoes.
You know, when it comes to shoes, I don't really know what to do. I'm so...
You go for texture.
But I'm so, like, tired by one look that by the time I get to the shoes, I'm just like, whatever. Put whatever on my feet, but now I'm wearing velvet slippers.
You are wearing velvet slippers, which in life, I don't think I have ever seen you wear velvet slippers.
No, this is not something.
Let's be
I
real,
wear.
neither of us wear these kind of clothes.
Well, no, you're wearing suspenders. I had a tie on that apparently nobody liked, and that got yanked off. So.
You and I are, what you walked in wearing is what you
T-shirt
and I wear.
and jeans.
Yeah,
yeah,
I know. But
yeah.
they don't want that here. They want elevated looks.
Well, they got it.
Yeah.
They got it, definitely.
Okay, this is what I'm going to start with.
Okay.
Because even from the old days,
yes,
we always fight about this when we meet, like every time. I was how old?
22.
And I always say I was 21.
You say you're 21, but you were 22.
And how old were you?
22. Because it's right now.
I think I was 20 and
When's
you were
your
22.
birthday? When's your birthday?
March 23rd.
Okay, when did we shoot the pilot for Felicity?
I can't remember.
April
Do you remember?
1998.
Oh my gosh.
So you had turned 22 and I was 22.
Okay, fine.
For these 5 months,
We're the same age.
we're the same age. Mm-hmm. And then I get older than you. So I'm older than you, but not for these 5 months.
Okay, fair. So even in the old days,
yeah.
What I want to say is you were always someone who did your homework. You always are. Like, and I think it's because of your sports training, because you were, your parents, your mom, and then your swimming. Like, I don't know if everyone knows, but didn't you do like Olympic trial swimming?
I did.
And so I think you have this extreme work ethic, and you, even back when we were kids, would come and you were the one who knew your lines, and you still are like that.
Yes.
Like what you said about Debbie Allen, which I love Debbie
She's
Allen.
amazing, yes.
Because you're working with her on
Grey's Anatomy. Yes.
The first question I was going to ask you about was, how do you think the athletic training informs this work, which is very different, but I think you train for it in the same way. I think that what you do, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think when I was younger, yes, it definitely helped me. But then there's this weird thing where you kind of got to let go of all that. And I struggled with that for a long time, too, being over-prepared. Like, they gave me questions for this, and I was like, whoa! I got to learn about 10 questions about geopolitical, Russian, this, that, for the Diplomat. I got very interested.
It's funny because when I was trying to write questions, because the truth is, I don't watch your work.
Yeah, I don't watch yours either.
Because we know each other, and I don't watch anyone of my friends' work. The truth is, I don't watch anything. But like, I come at it from a very different thing. But when I was thinking about talking to you about this, I was thinking about the sports training and how it takes so much like energy, and everything is so muscular. But acting feels, or at least my experience of it, feels like you have to be much looser. And I wondered if the tightness of that, if you've struggled with
totally. Well, over-preparing, getting in your head, just muscling it through. Like, remember I used to have to like run around?
Of course I remember that. You'd run the stages before, but you're right, it's like the letting go of something.
It got me out of my head. That helped me engage in performance, because I always still do a little bit. I think your questions look at this a bit like a sport, you know what I mean? But you're kind of like that too in a lot of ways.
I am. That's the only thing I'm trained
type
in.
A, like you're very prepared.
From
it's not
dance.
like you were coming, exactly. But you weren't coming to set late and not knowing your lines. No. I mean, you were always an amazing number one on the call sheet.
Thanks.
You
Mickey Mouse Club.
No, but I mean, I think that's an underappreciated thing. Like, people don't really get how crazy that is.
It
can make or break a show if the person is not good at that job. And that came very naturally to you.
I wasn't like up doing cocaine every night. I wish I would have been.
No,
Fuck, I wish I would have been. Sometimes I'm like, why didn't I have more fun? I mean, we had our version of fun. But.
Yeah, we had our version of fun. It's okay. I mean, we don't need to get into that. We had a version of fun.
Kate, you think the British Prime Minister ordered a strike on his own warship, which may or may not be connected to the bomb that just went off in his own city?
Look, when I'm watching this show,
Yeah.
I don't see someone that's nervous at all anymore at all.
That's crazy.
Like I see this like fearless performer now.
Oh my God.
You were always amazing on screen, but now when I watch this, my mouth kind of hangs open.
You're out of control.
No, it's true. It's true. You seem like not scared of anything. There's no self-consciousness, no apology, nothing. Is that true? Am I right, kind of?
I am embarrassed to like get the mail, like, you know what I mean? Or to answer the phone. And I'm still embarrassed every day, but I think—
What do you mean embarrassed?
That photo shoot? Well, you and I both died a big death.
I've got my second life here. I'll come back in a bit.
No,
I'm still coming too.
It's still so hard. Like I'm downing beers just to do it, which probably is a problem. But, but okay, two things. I think the writing of the Diplomat, Deborah Kahn, who writes the show, is so good that there's a safety in it. So it is so out there, but it is so good.
Yeah.
And it gives me the freedom to latch onto it and to not be embarrassed. There are big swings in that show, and but I just love it so much.
Yeah.
Maybe I just love it.
That's maybe what I'm talking about a bit, I think. There seems to be a lot of joy in doing it, even though I think there's a lot of marriage and parallels to you. It's the most you I've seen in part. And I haven't, as we said before, I haven't watched much of your stuff. I never saw The American. So having to sit down and watch the stuff, I was kind of blown away by that. No, it's true.
Thanks.
Like when Allison Janney comes on, how were you?
In person? Like, what do you mean? I was so nervous to meet her.
I don't believe that.
I was, okay, this is
I don't believe
God's honest truth. So
that's what I mean. I don't believe it.
Oh
I think
God,
when I see you, I look like a boxer, like you excited to be with somebody really good.
No. So Janney came on, and I was so nervous. We've been doing the show for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And the night before and the morning of, I just thought, oh my God, a real actor now is coming on. And,
well, sorry for the cast, I guess. You might want to write them a letter after this. When I called Allison Janney a real actor arriving for the first time.
I didn't mean you weren't real actors. That's hilarious. No, but she was like, Deborah had written on West Wing before, and our director, Alex Graves, had worked with her before. And so everyone was like, oh my gosh, Janney. And then she came, and I was like, oh my God, she's gonna be smart, and everyone's gonna know I'm not smart, and everyone's gonna know I'm not as good, and I'm not gonna be able to do it. And then, so nervous, worked myself all up, and then came into the trailer to meet her that morning, and you know, she's tall. She's like—
well, that's the interesting part of the shooting of this thing too.
So she's like 6 foot. And I came into the makeup trailer in the morning, and you know what? She was so just like normal and like hunching down in her chair and being her quietest, smallest.
She was nervous. Yeah.
And I just liked her so much in that moment. And I went, everyone's nervous.
Yeah, everyone is nervous.
Everyone's nervous. Sure. And I adore her, and we have so much fucking fun together.
This is my game board. The whole goddamn thing. This is yours. Keep your eyes on your own paper.
Like when she comes out and she's carrying that map and she gets the charcoal out of the fireplace and all that.
Yeah.
I saw you, I don't know, I saw you like, let's go.
Let's go. It's probably because we were drinking wine in the background or something.
You really got to stop. I mean, your publicist is like, are you going to stop talking about alcohol?
No, who cares? That's another thing to talk about. I always feel like you sort of, even when we were kids, I wasn't like a student of film. I didn't go to acting school. I didn't do any of those kind of things. You always, I feel like, were chasing directors specifically, chasing art and directors. And I feel like even now, I feel like I'm just chasing good writing. I chase the writing.
But
I don't know anything really about the directors, but even back then, I feel like that's your entree into it.
Sure.
Isn't that
I
true?
like film, I like directors, I like all that.
I think you go for directors like the Cronenberg. I wish I would have seen that before this.
Yeah, you had time. I mean, I saw 9 hours of The Diplomat, but whatever.
But I think that's what you do. Like, that's what you get.
I do like that.
Don't you think?
I mean, yeah, I've probably fell in love with film before I fell in love with acting, but being so, and maybe that's where we meet a little bit. I think we're both saying we were tremendously shy. I was tremendously shy.
Yes.
And I think when you're a kid, 22 years old, that we were,
yeah.
I think that really plays on camera really well, especially in that type of show. But over the years, you got a lot of shots to keep going and get better and better and better. And I see you, I don't know, you tell me if I'm wrong, but I see you like really enjoying the whole thing more now than then.
I think
the part of it that marries to this character, Kate Weiler, is you could call it the reluctant actress in a way, right? Like
totally.
Like you're
for sure.
You're so good at this job, but don't
For
like
sure.
the bullshit part of it.
Yeah.
But when pushed to do the bullshit part of it, you're really good. Like that's kind of you, right?
That's
To a certain
a
degree.
very kind, generous way to do it. I think there are some people who are true performers. True performers. Like I think Matthew, my guy, is like a true actor for real. I go, oh, what are you doing this week? And he goes, oh, I said I'd do this read through for this play.
Yeah.
Where
I have buddies like this.
and I'm like, you want to do it? And he's like, well, yeah, it's just like it's a German accent and a Russian accent. I just thought it'd be fun. I'm like, what?
On a
That sounds like
Saturday.
my fucking
Yeah.
nightmare.
Yeah.
I would never want to do it. And he's like, I just want to like, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
But like, he's a true performer and he's a chameleon. I think where I enter it from is more, there's like this tension between being, like it's difficult to go do something and it's embarrassing and I feel vulnerable, but that's part of the tension of it.
Yeah.
That I don't like being watched, but then when you have good writing and you're able to do it, there is a tension, and I think that's part of what people are seeing.
I think
Does
so
that
too,
make
but
sense?
I don't think you can do this show with just that quality. I don't think so. I think it's too verbose. I think it's too complicated. You're talking about stuff that I still don't understand.
I don't understand.
I mean,
I don't understand it.
You're doing long walk and talks down the hallway, and I'm like
God.
intimidated. Just that would, like, how much rehearsal do you get to do that?
Well, not much.
Not much.
No, we do it on the day.
So you don't prepare. So this is my feeling of you is kind of gliding in, being great, gliding out. Do you still work that way? Pretty much. You don't use acting coaches or anything like that?
I mean, no. At the beginning, the first season, I worked with Sharon Chatton, who really
Yes.
helped me.
Are you looking at dialogue stuff, just like breaking down scripts, or you're like,
We just more talk about like character, like what's real
Right.
or what you believe, and like the feeling of something. And then it's really helpful when you get to meet people.
yeah.
Like,
So, but that part of it too is, I think, I mean, people don't really know this about you. I mean, I read a bunch. I've read The Secret History like 7 times. I read a bunch.
oh my gosh, I love
I
that
know,
book. I love
but then
that
you
book.
go and read real stuff, though. You're a
I love
voracious
to read.
reader. Yeah.
I love to read.
So I
yeah.
think this show also stimulates you intellectually in a way that other shows, I'm sure the Americans did too, but other jobs, other things don't.
This is so exciting.
So was that intimidating doing this?
So intimidating. I mean, I've been at dinners with Hillary Clinton, and I realize, oh, I'm definitely the least intelligent person in this room. You know
that's
what I mean?
That's what I don't think is true. Yeah, I
And
don't think that's true.
but it's thrilling.
Yeah.
It's thrilling.
But you
to
love
be-
that,
I
right?
love
That's what
it.
I see too.
I love it so much. The topics of this show marry this moment in our country where everything is really in a moment, and this character is an amalgamation of many people. You could say Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. You can say Samantha Power, who ran
That's what I thought,
USAID. I mean, I care about those things,
Yeah.
and it's.
But now
I care about
more
those
than
people.
before? Like now
No,
you're more in tune with that
But
stuff.
now I'm
obviously.
really in tune with it, and
Mhm.
I feel proud to
Yeah.
represent these people and to shine a light on them. And like people don't know that this important work that they do, and I love that.
Mhm.
And I feel a part of the world in a way that it feels less frivolous. It like sometimes acting is embarrassing to me.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It feels embarrassing, and this somehow gets. It feels more important than that. It like marries it with something that is important to me.
That's what
Does that make
stimulates
sense?
you in a way,
Yeah.
because it was just acting. You'd kind of be bored or doing other things.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think there's something to, this is what I was thinking about.
Tell me.
No, I'm serious. This is something I think about, and when I was getting ready to do this, I was thinking about it. And I think there's
When you were
something-
over preparing.
When I was over preparing, and now I'm just turning into a journalist interviewing you. That's okay. But I was thinking about there was one thing you did after Felicity that I think you did something early on that really set you up creatively, artistically, intellectually to be in this moment now with shows that I think, I don't know.
What?
I don't think it's for everybody, but you know
What?
what I'm talking about?
No, I
I
don't.
think moving to New York really did something amazing.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
That's funny. I always thought you would be moved back to New York.
Well, that's the thing. When we knew
We,
each
like,
other,
swapped.
we swapped.
I moved to New York and you got obsessed with Big Sur, which we traded.
That's true.
Because I always was obsessed with Big Sur and then you got obsessed with Big Sur.
Yeah, but don't you think that's partly like allowed you to continue to do this in a certain kind of, not allowed you, but like, it got you out of the bullshit that you weren't that interested in and kind of immersed you in a different thing there.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that you
true.
wouldn't have done The Americans or whatever without that. I'm just saying I think it was an interesting choice, and I think as an actor it paid off.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah, my friends there, none of my friends are actors. Like, you're my friend who's an actor. Mandy's my friend who's an actor. But my friends there aren't actors. My friends are like, Andrea's a coder, you know.
We all know who she is, yeah.
Alana's a lawyer. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it helped, you're right, it did help me to live there with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to keep doing this. That's what nobody talks about. It's a weird job. It's exhausting in a strange way. Not a normal way, like, you know, it's obviously, it's a hard job in a specific way. And being that in the limelight since you were a kid, I think that really helped you stay in it.
It did help me. Yeah.
I thought that
and you can hide out there too.
Yeah.
In New York, you get to be like, I can take the subway, I can ride my bike everywhere. People don't really care. You know, it's different. You're right. It is different, and it helped me. And you can walk around amongst everybody, and it's, Do you ever think about moving back there?
Well, having kids here changes how I look at this town, and especially this town right now. Maybe it's just having kids, but how I look at this town right now seems to be even stranger than it always has been. And some of the pirate nature crazy thing has kind of dissipated here a little bit. Post-COVID, everything's on Zoom, and it's lost a bit of its luster a bit. I desperately don't want my kids to be immersed in the private school stuff here.
Yeah.
The Hollywood culture, private school thing here. That seems scary to me, you know.
Okay, Tasha's being moved back to her room, and we've connected the liver to a normothermic perfusion machine. Buys us some time to figure this out, but not much.
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
Do you have to do a lot of like jargon on that show?
Yeah.
How do you memorize the jargon of that show?
Oh, like to your first question,
like how do you do it?
Insanely.
I know, but I want to know specifics. I have political stuff, so I want to know how you do the medical stuff.
The medical stuff for me is great. It's really fun, but I had to like quit coffee to do it. You know what I mean?
What? Did you say quit coffee?
Yeah.
Why would you quit coffee to memorize?
No, because for me, if I get too caffeinated, it's harder for me to drop into dialogue.
Okay.
It's better for me as an actor.
Walk me through the process of you know what I'm talking about, like the hard word stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's like a muscle you just get better at as you do it.
So how do you do it?
I mean, just repetition, muscling.
Out loud?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, so what are you walking around?
I don't know, I'm not
the
bad
lake
at that.
Doing it?
Yeah, what I learned on that show, it was good for me doing is the coordination of dialogue with all the props and the movement. And
do you go in early to do it?
No, because they care so much about the surgery stuff on that scene.
Making it real.
Oh my gosh. You could blow up the hospital and they're like, people survive, but then when you get to the surgery, like if I hold the scalpel wrong,
they're like cut.
You know, you get this intense, who I love, Linda, this nurse that's been there forever, who like oversees everything, and she's an old school teacher, and she will put you in your place and yell at you in the best way. I love it. It's kind of fun. That part's cool. That part's scary.
But it's marrying the difficult dialogue.
Yeah, difficult dialogue.
So how do you do it?
Just you get nervous about doing it, but then you get there and you do it and you're okay at it, and then you just, you get good at it as you go. I mean, the muscle that you started doing the show, now like when they're talking about the GSC, this, that, the other.
It's hard.
You
it's
get
hard,
better
though.
at it, though,
yeah.
right? Well, you do.
It feels hard.
Yeah.
It still feels hard to me. But I'm also at an age where I feel like my mind, maybe there's something that happens to women more than men at this age.
I don't think that's
a little
true.
bit.
No.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
She is 41 years old.
That doesn't mean it isn't Alzheimer's.
Okay, that's fine. All I'm saying is let's do our own neuro workup before she's denied life-saving treatment based on another hospital's diagnosis.
Because Grey's Anatomy is such a hugely known show. Is that different for you now versus?
Oh yeah, all of that stuff about being on a show and being known and all that kind of stuff, or participating in general.
Yeah.
Except for the dancing.
You were great at the dancing.
But,
we should. You know what? Do you want to go back after this and do a little bit more dancing?
No, but I mean, that's gotten easier for sure for me. Yeah. I mean, I enjoy this job way more than I used to, for sure.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a great job to have.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
It's the other thing I was going to say is you studied, and my memory is like of you telling stories of being in New York with your headphones and walking from really far away all the way up to the
East Village to like
where you would study.
Yeah, the east side up there, yeah.
And because I didn't study or do all of those things, sometimes what I'm in it for is more of like the adventure of it, like where it shoots.
Yeah.
Like going to some like Greece, like you got to go to Greece and learning a little town, and
That's the best.
that's almost half of what I'm in it for.
Yeah. You really downplay stuff. It's really,
but it's true.
I don't know.
Like I just want to go to I want to go on some adventure and be in some place and meet all these new people, and that's part of it.
Yeah.
For me.
Me too.
Like the adventure of it all, that isn't going to the same office every day, or.
For sure, I would go out of my mind.
Yeah. So I do think that is part of the gift of this job.
Yeah.
And why I'm appreciative, and even when I have to dance in front of, I'm like, if this is what fucking gets me to the next spot, I'm gonna do it.
You've always been great with that stuff, though. You are shy, you do it, but then, when it comes up, you do it, and I'm standing there like a jackass. Like, while she's doing it, she just said she was terrified while she's doing it. But you do it, and that's great.
Margaret Roylan.
She tells me how to handle you.
What was her advice?
Well, if I tell you, it won't work.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, what?
I have my own questions. So you're an executive producer on this.
You're what?
You're an executive producer on The Diplomat. Yeah. Does that change? Do you use that power, that producer
I'm like,
power?
bring me a fucking snack!
Not like that. But when you read, I said oat milk!
Get this fucking away from me! There's a lot of that.
No.
And I'm like, I'm a fucking producer on this.
So when you're reading the first draft of an episode.
I won't do this.
No, but do you read it differently? I've never had that, so I'm curious.
Do I read it
Do
differently?
you engage in that part of it, or are you just like casually you showing up, doing your job, and going home?
I feel more of a responsibility, like for the team as a whole, for like, if something goes wrong, or if something's not going right, I feel a little bit more alert and
You've
like
always
helping.
Had that a bit.
Yeah,
You've
probably
always
a little
been-
bit. So
yeah.
it doesn't feel any different than what I feel like I would do naturally.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great being a part of something where you get to
Have ideas and they matter.
and
I have
say-
ideas and they're like, cool. That's a great idea. We're definitely going to consider that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't try to abuse it or anything,
Right.
but the writer's room, they're coming up with ideas, and so they do this incredible thing where they meet with experts for a week. So we got to meet with these incredible people in New York, at Columbia, and at the Atlantic, and then we went to DC and met with all these people.
That's cool.
And to get to be in those rooms and just hear these people who've just been fired, basically,
Now?
Yeah.
You mean in the Trump administration?
Yeah.
Really?
So, well, they're not in the Trump administration, but,
Right.
people who've just
They've
been
been
fired.
ousted.
Yeah. And just to hear these experts and their thoughts, or like Samantha Power we talked to, and
So is that somebody you turn to, probably?
she's awesome.
Awesome.
She's awesome. And, all those people, Ambassador Jane Hartley, who was the real ambassador who I was playing, she came and talked to, they're all just so incredible. They're so intelligent, they're so curious, they're alive in this way that is really exciting to be around and just to listen to.
Yeah.
I find that really fun.
I know the answer to this, but was
What?
it intimidating then going over to do this show at first? Like in terms of,
Oh my
because
God.
you're also like the American diplomat going over to that British world.
Yeah, yeah.
You're also the actress going over, or actor going over to,
And the Brits are like
I know.
the Brits.
Well, according to you, there was only one real actor and it was American. Her name is Alice Janney. That's okay. We'll edit that part. We'll edit that part.
I'm sticking to it. Rory
Finally, a
Kinnear,
real
I'm
actor.
sticking to it.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Isn't he fun in
Yeah,
it?
he's amazing.
He's so.
Everybody's amazing.
He's so
What's
good
cool
at it.
is the husband role or whatever
Oh my gosh.
is incredible.
It's the best part on the show.
At first I was like, you have a strange relationship with your dad. But I was like, that's weird. Why are they living together? They seem like they should have their own places by now. But then you can edit that out.
No,
You can edit that
that's
out.
so funny. I agree. Well, okay. First of all, and like I said, I think you, is this wrong? I think you like films. Is this
Yeah.
versus, like to me, I like the sweet spot of this moment in TV where we do 8 really concentrated episodes, and I would like, if it's available, to do more than one season.
Of course.
Because so much for me is about being so nervous. And
Well, that's I like films too, but I love the repetition of being like, even with,
The crew.
with Grey's Anatomy. Like you just get good at stuff like I'm not good at. I just like reps at this point.
there's a comfort in it
Yes.
and a confidence that you
Totally.
build up. And for me, to forget about the whole crew and everyone watching you is so hard. And like everyone's energy. If there's a new person on set,
Big
I
time.
know instantly. I'm like,
Yeah.
who's the visitor in the pink shirt? I'm like,
Oh.
it throws me off.
Me too.
I know.
Yeah.
So the gift of doing TV right now
you get
is
out of
that
it.
there's a trust built, and then your work is freer.
Yes.
So the beginning of The Diplomat, those first 2 episodes were weird and we weren't comfortable. And then I feel like by the 3rd, we figured out what
But I
we
tell
were
my
doing.
friends too. The first episode was terrible. I'm not watching. I was
Yeah.
like, first episodes are weird.
They're
You
so
just
weird.
met your wife.
Oh my-
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
You're like thrust into the situation.
Yeah.
You're finding out, they don't know what the show is a lot of times.
No.
They're figuring out what, I mean, this one actually, to be fair, I thought this got up and running very quickly. I did.
Wow, that's
I really
nice.
did. But it takes a while to figure out what the show is sometimes.
Yeah,
you know.
it definitely does. And what the tone is.
Yeah.
But no, the husband character, he's the best. It's to me, my favorite character of the whole show.
It's an amazing
He can be, he's so awful and so great.
He's great. But you
He's
also have that
great.
amazing scene with Alice and Janney, the 3 of you, where you're like, why are you quitting?
Why are you quitting?
I think you know why.
I know what your husband did. That's not the question.
And it's this, the subtext is you're quitting because you're a woman. And
'Cause you're a woman.
You're a woman, but you don't
Yeah.
actually ever really say it.
No, I know.
And then it's interesting, he actually finishes the scene and has a different perspective,
Yeah.
i.e. maybe the male perspective.
Yeah,
It-
which I like.
I like that too. I thought that created an interesting dynamic instead of,
That's what Deborah
Yeah.
Conner writes the show does so well is she lets men be men. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
well, it's balanced in terms of ideas. And so, it was just interesting.
Yeah.
That one stuck out to me.
yeah. That's
And
nice.
also, I have to ask you about this.
Yeah, what? Yeah.
The image scene
The
where
what one?
she rips you a new one about how you look.
Uh-huh.
Like your hair looks like shit, and you could use a different bra. You're not much working with. That's
Yeah.
what she says, not me.
It's so
That's what she
good.
said.
It's so good.
I'm getting the headlights here. She says.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
is that a safety pin?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I was watching that
that's so
scene.
funny.
Did you not? You must have loved doing that scene.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
East and west. Try a bra with a little padding. I know there's not much to hide, but when your jacket opens, I'm getting headlights, which takes us to the south. Is that a paperclip?
There are other series.
Deborah's writing. I know.
But there's a scene about image about all this other stuff that I thought was really fascinating.
Yeah. Which is stuff we deal with all the time.
That's what I mean.
I know.
Was that like interesting to you as an actor?
Of
like, doing that?
course.
Yeah.
I mean, I think what Deborah talks about writing is, you watch someone for a year and you kind of understand what they're good at, or
You mean the creator watching the actors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then kind of go, well, this is where they live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that
Played
was
into
part.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But-
seem to really, knowing you, I was like, oh, but she's loving this scene. Where you got to be just like fucked up.
It's the best.
Yeah,
it's the
that's
best
fun.
character. But it is. It's fun because you don't have to be the most beautiful or the most romantic or like.
Right, but then that's part of it is you figure out that part of the job.
Yeah.
Like
it's-
she wants to, does she want to be the vice president?
It's so funny because you're asking me about things we've already filmed the whole
Right.
third
Oh, right,
season.
yeah, I've done that.
So I'm trying to remember, but I think there's a part of her
It does, yeah.
that does a little
Figures
bit,
that out on the
that
way.
figures it out.
Yeah.
Why don't people ask you more about your hair?
Me?
Yeah,
They do ask me about my hair.
you have good hair.
Well,
Let's be honest, you have good hair.
thank you. I'm holding on.
You are.
I had a new makeup artist today, and there was a thing with the thing in it, the dust or whatever.
You're like,
I was like, she was like, no, I don't need it. I was like, okay, good. That's good. But no,
she's like, just a bit in the back.
I was
Just a
like,
bit in
just
the
keep
back.
waiting. And
Just a
I
bit
mean,
in
they
the
work on the nose and the ears enough. I'm like, okay, you could take cutting
my
of the ear hair.
God.
It's pretty hilarious.
Oh my God.
But there does seem to be a lot of talk about your hair in this thing too.
It does.
Why?
I like it.
But what is that about? Why?
I guess.
Is that a contractual thing, you and your hair?
Yeah, I always like to talk about my hair. You know that.
Well, you have to have a controversy around your hair?
Always. It's good press.
Is it, what is it, because it's just whatever?
Because it's not smooth and beautiful, and I actually think my hair looks good.
Yeah, well, this is what I have a little problem with this, because I was watching it. I thought your hair looked fucking great.
But so many people.
Who's
say,
so many people?
A million, a million people, a million women especially will say to me and to Deborah and to other people, really like the show. She would never wear her hair like that. She would brush her hair.
But the whole point of the character
agreed,
is
but
that
I think
she
what they
transcends
mean is,
into this other thing.
But
if you don't have her looking like a mess in her hair, then you can't have the thing.
I don't even think my hair.
It's not. But if you don't have that,
are you saying my hair looks like a mess?
But if you don't have that part, then you can't come off in the red dress and have her go, whoa.
She knows how to put her hair in a bun.
Wow, she put her hair up.
Whoa, wowza. Yeah. Okay.
Well, they did the same thing in Felicity, actually, with the red dress.
I know.
It's true. They did.
It's true. I love a red dress. This is a dumb question, but maybe you're going to have a good answer for it. Maybe not. You know, in the scary, so I haven't watched, because I don't love watching scary things. And the most recent thing was a little scary. Teacup? No.
Oh, Teacup. Yeah.
So it gives me nightmares. Like, so I watched quite a few of them. Okay. But when you have to do the like scary stuff, like really.
What do you mean by scary stuff?
You know, like hyperventilating, like, what do you picture something scary?
No.
Or do you just hyperventilate?
Just hyperventilate. Just hold your breath off camera and then come on.
You're like, oh my God, we're gonna die.
We're all gonna die. No, I don't know. Yeah, I still run around.
You run around, you still run around. I do that to like squats or something
like
to get out of breath.
It's 3 a.m, it's cold.
Outside, it's freezing.
Everybody wants to go home.
Where did you shoot that?
In Georgia, Atlanta.
Georgia?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
In the rural parts of Georgia.
Oh my gosh, it was really beautiful.
Yeah, well, Georgia was beautiful.
With a horse farm or something?
Oh my gosh, the horses. I had to learn how to ride a horse.
Great.
But then, like, the NBC wasn't buying it, so they just tied it to a tree. They didn't trust me on a horse.
We should be so honored if you might take a little trip down memory lane.
Oh my God.
Oh my word. Putting my glasses
Maybe
on.
also read stage directions.
Are you being for real right now? What is this? Which one?
This is you getting me to sign my yearbook.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm Felicity Porter.
Yeah, I know. I'm Ben.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm Felicity Porter.
I know. Ben.
Yeah, I know.
Ben.
Oh.
See it.
Close on their hands as they shake. Felicity has to keep from swooning. I don't know if I played that or not.
You were swooning.
Though maybe you could, sign this book.
I was just wondering if you would mind signing my yearbook.
Oh, yeah, sure, but I don't have mine with me.
Oh, that's okay. God, here's the pen. Their eyes lock for perhaps a beat.
Excuse me. I don't have mine with me.
Oh, God, that's okay. Here's a pen for you.
Thanks. Just nerd out.
Oh, just nerd out. I just got it today, so I don't have time to, didn't have time to ask anyone. Except Mr. Johnson, and he's here today somewhere, which I was surprised about, but just sign it, anywhere.
Could you just give me, sorry, can you give me a minute?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Can you give me just a minute to do this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure, I'll...
Felicity doesn't know what to make of this. She looks around, she looks back at Ben, he's still writing.
Hey, thanks for asking.
So good luck.
Thanks. I'll see you.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
Oh. Good luck on,
Yeah. You too. I'll see you.
Okay.
This is what Ben Covington wrote to me. Dear Felicity, here it goes. I've watched you for 4 years, always wondered what you were like.
Dear Felicity, here it goes. I've watched you for 4 years, always wondered what you were like.
What was going through your mind all that time? You were so quiet, just thinking, drawing in your notebook. I should have just asked you, but I never asked you. So now, 4 years later, I don't even know you, but I admire you. Well, this makes me sound crazy, but I'm okay with that. So take care of yourself. Love, Ben. Ooh, love.
Well, this makes me sound crazy, but I'm okay with that. So take care of yourself. Love, Ben.
P.S. I would have said keep in touch, but unfortunately, we never were in touch. Hey, where are you going to college?
New York. What about you?
That's pretty unclear.
Hey! Where are you going to college?
New York. What about you?
That's pretty unclear.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, it's really sweet.
That was really sweet
It
what I
was
read.
really sweet. You know, one of the questions they asked was, did we read together? We didn't read together,
No.
did we?
No.
Because you came in super last minute.
No, yeah, I sent a tape down. I was living in my mom's apartment on her couch. Sent a tape down, didn't think anything of it. Made a tape like downtown Toronto. Sent a tape down from there, and then we got a call like a couple days later, and then they've had to figure out how to get me into the country legally. 3 days later, I was here. And
Wearing your girlfriend's coat.
Wearing probably.
You were,
I
your
was.
girlfriend's pea coat.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I do.
The pretty girl who I worked with, the dark hair.
Oh yeah.
You don't even fucking
Please
remember. Jesus Christ.
I was like, oh yeah.
You're like, oh yeah.
I don't know. I had dinner with JJ that night.
And he was like, cha-ching.
Yeah.
We're good.
We're good, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I remember meeting you at the read-through a couple days later, and I thought clearly you were miscast because it was like I was in my indie like.
You're like, so cool.
No, but like I was like saw you and thought it was supposed to be this nerd, who, you know, and then just like I was like the chick from Malibu Shores is playing for us.
It's a fucking good show.
It was a good show.
Great show.
But I think I knew who you were. But I didn't know your name, but I just was like, wow, that's how's that gonna work?
And then you met me and you're like, oh, she is a
Oh,
nerd.
she is a nerd.
Oh, she is a big nerd.
We're good.
It's all good.
No, but it was that kind of amazing thing. It was such a fun, amazing time.
It was such a fun, and JJ, he
Yeah.
was the best. I still talk to him. I mean,
Yeah, super fun.
so good.
But that's the thing that happens. You don't know how
No.
well you have it. With those guys, you've worked with some great, amazing people, but it was pretty amazing.
It was a
You as the
special-
number one, and Matt and JJ.
It was such a sweet little something
Yeah.
of a show. It was a really special time. We all grew up together,
Yeah,
you know, and we really went through all that stuff together.
yeah.
It was
did.
sweet. It was.
And you met him through the audition process.
Yeah, he made me audition. I think I auditioned like 5 times
Yeah.
for it with a million other girls, and he was so good to me in the auditions. And Matt was there too, towards the end, and it was just such a. I know, and like everything that they're both doing is insane.
Yeah, insane now, yeah.
Insane.
It's wild.
Like Batman and
Yeah.
Star Wars, and
Yeah.
although you came to the Star,
Yeah.
you guys came. You
Yeah.
and Lindsay came to
Amazing.
the premiere.
Yeah.
That was so fun. Oh
yeah.
my gosh,
To be a part of that is so cool.
so fun. But I will probably never see each other again.
When are we? This is it.
This is it.
This is it.
We should go dance a little bit more because you and I, that's what we do the best. Dancing for photo
Oh, that was
shoots.
good. I mean, I'm serious. The behind the scenes of that.
By the way, our friends are going to make so much fun of us.
Well, for me
this.
especially. Yeah. You're fine. I mean, you're fine. You're
Oh,
good.
thanks for doing
Yeah, of
this.
course.
This is really
Yeah,
sweet.
it was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun.
I mean, this part was fun.
This part was great. Okay. I'll see you soon.
I know you'll see us.